Today is episode 41 of Manifest Mondays. You
Woo!
tapped in with the Spot Network, the boys. Today we're going to be talking about the Olympics, 2024 Olympics. There was a lot that went on, a lot of good, a lot of questionable activity. But everything that it takes to make it to that level too, the greatness that goes into competing at that level, I think is a good thing to touch on. Just as we're witnessing we witnessed greatness, right? And so
Facts.
like what it takes to get there. So with that being said, we're gonna kick it off with that question. Like what does it take to compete at an Olympic level? I think we got to see that on full display. So what y'all think?
Man, I
Man,
think. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I think it's incredible, bro. Because I mean, it's crazy. This is the only Olympics I didn't really pay that much attention to because now we got other bigger plans. However, I get to watch the U.S. men basketball play, man, and just watching some of the players play, especially Steph in our last two games
Sheesh.
against Serbia and France, bro. To be great, it just requires so much work, bro. I think it's one of those things that you have to be kind of like a little bit crazy about how far you're trying to go, like your accomplishment. What are
Yeah,
you trying to accomplish? Because think about, like, I think I heard someone say that how many shots Steph Curry like takes before game, just working on his threes every day, being the first to go there. I think it just requires immense, like, sometimes not all about talent, sometimes about the work you put in too. Because I know some people like physically, Steph is not athletic, right? He's built, right? But to be like one of the top point guards like ever, right? The best shooter ever in the NBA, man. Sometimes it just
hmm
shows you that if you put your mind and effort, if you're willing to grind,
yeah,
and sometimes you might beat people who have that natural ability, right? So
yeah,
it just shows you, man, to get to that next level, it just requires so much work,
yeah,
focus, sacrifice, and dedication to reach that level
yeah.
to compete.
Absolutely. I don't know if I agree with you saying that like Steph isn't an athlete. He's not the most
No, he's
like
an athlete, not like those
naturally
Steph, like
gifted person.
athletic, right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
Westbrook and all those, Anthony Edwards, right? He's not that athletic, right? If you like,
Yeah.
let's say
Yeah.
if I was picking pickup game, if I don't know any of them, Steph, Westbrook, and
Yeah.
Anthony, I'm gonna pick Steph last. Like
Probably so. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
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 Just by
Yeah.
looks,
Yeah.
by
that's a fact.
looks,
That's a
Yeah.
fact. That's a
but
fact. You see Brian standing there,
yeah,
KD.
right.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
Steph would be
Now, that's a
last, if I
fact.
be honest. Like he's not gonna be my top pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. But
That's a
that's
fact.
what I meant.
Like, you hit on something. Like, if it was a lineup of all the USA team players, like you might pick him last. Maybe
Right.
Halliburton, but you know what I'm
Halliburton,
saying. But like, you
that's
might
my
you might
two.
pick Steph
Yeah.
last for real.
That's kind of what I
That's true.
meant by
Yeah.
that.
That is true, man.
Yeah. Nah, man. For me, I think it's tough because I go back and forth on like focusing on one thing versus focusing on multiple things, right? I
Right.
think to do anything at an Olympic level, you have to focus on one thing so long
Yeah.
and just for so much time, like more than almost anybody in your class is focused on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You kind of have to block out all distractions and just focus on that one thing on a like like a crazy proportion. Like, you got to be like obsessed about this thing.
hmm
You know what I
Right.
mean? You almost have to like that has to be your, I don't know, your dream. I think you got to seek special coaching. You got to stay after practice, be there early to practice. Like at an Olympic level, it's one thing. Like we just know
Right.
every high school had somebody that was good in those sports, right? Somebody that was fire at
Right.
track, somebody that was like cold at basketball compared to what was around us. And then we talk about that's just the high school levels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're talking the best of everywhere. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like so, I think there is some of that natural to it, but to really like to compete at that
Right.
level, you got to be
Yeah.
obsessed.
Right.
Literally obsessed. Shout out to Sam. He made a good point. It's much easier to go from 0 to 75 than 75 to 100, and
Facts.
we talked about that before. Just as far as the separation between good and great is much larger than between bad and good, because in order to compete at that great of a level, like we're talking about on the stage in front of billions of people, right?
Right.
Like between who's there and obviously who's watching. There might be maybe millions, potentially billions of people watching, obviously wanting to support their country and stuff like that. There's a lot that it takes to get there
Mm-hmm.
to even fathom that, right? So these are people who are literally training majority of if not all of their lives. Some people, it's some of it is natural talent, right? Some of it is nature. A lot of it's nurture, though. Like a lot of it is about the work and effort that you put in,
Right.
because
Yeah.
some people, they're training their kids from like 5 years old to be weightlifters, right? Like,
Right.
or to be gymnasts, right? But you
Yeah.
also have to have the frame to be a gymnast, right? I didn't realize how small like, I didn't realize that Simone Biles is 4'8". That is nuts to me. I
Damn.
was just like, wait, she's 4. I knew she was short, but to be
Right.
4'8", like, honestly, like, to be good in gymnastics, you have to have a little frame.
Right.
Typically, like, you're not gonna see a 6'7" gymnast. Like, that's just not the case. Like,
Like
it's
Try
goofy,
KD.
right?
try a different sport.
So it's a big piece of it is playing to your strengths as well.
Right.
So you got to know yourself, right? And to compete at that level, right? And so, I'm sure a lot of us can attest to that. I played sports in high school, and little league and stuff like that, and naturally I was good at football, but I knew I didn't love it though. Like, I knew
Right.
I like there has, like you said, P, there has to be that obsession with it, and I wasn't obsessed with it. Like, I knew I was good at it, and it was cool to just be a part of something, be a part of a team and whatnot, and like, being a quote unquote jock, it was cool. Like, like it was alright, it was an alright life, but I knew that just wasn't the life that I ultimately like wanted in the long term. But
Right.
I think oftentimes these people know, like, from a young age, that this is what I want. And just like you said, P, like, locking in and
Right.
and devoting all that time, that effort, the discipline, the tenacity that goes into it. Like, there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with that, right? They might have, a lot of these Olympic athletes may not have the normal, like, childhood, right? They, like, when everybody else is out playing with their friends, shit, I was training,
Fact.
right? I was literally training from, like, from when the sun was down, to like 10, 11 at night, and that's late for a child, right? Like, and it's just, I went to bed, and then I went to school, did it all over again. That's all my life really consisted of. So we don't see what happens on the back end of things, and like what that looks like, and just as far as the journey and the process to get to that level. But in order to compete, that's what it takes, right? It takes doing the things that no one sees, and no one would do in their right
Right.
mind, like, typical,
Right.
right? But it takes that obsession, because you just believe it, and are so obsessed with that dream of yours. And it's got to be an amazing feeling as an Olympic athlete to, like, to take that stage, to, like, just be in front of all those, like, bright lights, and just be on that track, or be, on the field, or, like, wherever it is that you're competing, being in the pool. It's got to be like such a rewarding feeling,
Oh yeah.
to, even if you don't place, to just know that you're there representing your country on that level, like,
Fact.
right? So to just know that all that sacrifice and everything didn't go to waste, right?
Right.
That it was all worth it. So, yeah, I think it takes so much to get to that level, and we got to witness it at an all-time high.
Yeah, I just want to go to the comment real quick. Trey said, "Hard work beats talent anytime." I'll have to agree with that. Do that, man. It's funny because
Yep.
even like just looking at you on the surface level, not quite on the surface level, right? Just knowing people that I went to high school with, there are a lot of people I feel like were way smarter than me when it comes to intellects, right? Just like studying, getting better grades than me. But fast forward, looking now, most of those people, some of my friends that I knew back then, right? They were so smart, but after college, after high school, they didn't really do anything, right? They should let all that to go to waste, and look at us right now. I feel like, yeah, the fact that I just also just like trying to do better, being more dedicated, we're seeing like immense progress overall. Because sometimes you might have that natural ability to do things, but if you're not willing to put in that work, you're not going to be great, because sometimes
Yeah.
some people have it all, right? Some people are very smart and they have that ability to like grind, and other people might not be as smart, but they will work hard. They're not going to quit. They're going to
Yeah.
be the one that's going
Yeah.
to do no matter what it takes to get to the top. And that thing is important, man. You might not have all that natural ability, you might not have all that God gift, but if you're willing to like sacrifice and grind and just commit to whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, sometimes you can achieve great results just by
Mhm.
that tenacity and focus.
Yeah. I think a big part of greatness entails, like, sacrificing what most people desire? Like, because I think most people desire normal things. Like most people desire normalcy, right? Like I think it's because I think innately as human beings we want to fit in, right? You know, so like we want to like have a lot of friends and whatnot. So like to sacrifice that, to give a lot of that stuff up for like greatness, because as we all know, like greatness, the road to greatness can be a very lonely road at
Right.
times. You know, like it's you're gonna have a very small circle. You might not have the abundance of friends that like, you know, Rashawn down the street, who's like the social butterfly, and you know, is you're probably like average C student, you know, but like he's the class clown, he's cool as
Yeah.
shit, you know, everybody fuck with him, you know, like it's you're probably not going to be as in tune with your social life as he is, you know, right? You
Right.
know, like and so we talk about that sacrifice, right? You know, like but you're willing to sacrifice, you know, normal, like
Right.
or even good, right? To be great.
Right.
And that sacrifice can come at a cost, but right, there's pros and
Right.
cons to everything.
Right. No, what I
That's a
want to say
fact, man.
about
But
that too.
if
Go ahead, Ramon.
I was just gonna say, I just want to say, like, man, but if Rashawn ever locks in and like and works on what he's good at, he probably be the marketing man of the year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Marketing or sales or something like that. You know what I mean? I think like you said, bro, like it's taking those things that because you can't naturally make it to the Olympics,
Right.
but
Mm-mm.
if you have some natural talent and like hone it, you could really be great at it. So whenever Rashawn dials down, you know what I'm saying? He about to
Rashawn,
make some sales, bro.
Rashawn could be a comedian, right? You know, he the class
You see
clown.
what I'm
You know, he
saying?
might be able
Right.
to tap in
You
and play to your strength. You
Right.
know.
you gotta play to your strengths, bro.
That's true. No, what I was gonna add, what I've been learning lately, just been by experience, the road to the top is not always lonely, right? Because what I've learned is like you just have to find people who are trying to get to the top with
Yeah.
you, and then you can like create a
Agree.
team to get to the top. Because at first,
Hmm.
like man, the road to the top has got to be a lonely road. You got to give away all your friends. No, you just have to find those friends who want more for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because you might have other friends who don't really care about being successful or trying to accomplish X, Y, Z, but now it's up to you to just look for and find people around you or who are trying to be better. And then you can
Yeah.
have that circle, like kind of like what we have, right? We all want
Yeah.
more for our life. Like we all support one another, inspire and push one another to get to the top. So it's never lonely, right? When we all get there, we're gonna have that Yachty Monaco. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like
Come on, man.
everybody's there, you know. So
Yeah.
what I'm learning is it doesn't always have to be lonely. You just have to find
Yeah.
the right people. Because once you elevate sometimes, bro, you're gonna leave a lot of people
Yeah.
behind. Either they
Yeah.
catch
It's
up
true.
at the end of the day, one thing I'm learning is like you can't bring everyone to the top with you. Some people don't have that motivation to do more. No matter how much you try, how much inspiration you give them, they don't want it as bad as you. So sometimes it's sad, but you have to leave them behind for your own progress. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes we see that we'll go to school with some friends, and then at the end of the day, fast forward 5 years later, we don't even talk to those people no more.
Yeah. We were actually P and I were having a conversation about that the other day. Like, I don't talk to a lot of people that I knew from high school or even from like childhood and stuff. Like there's not a lot of people that I associate. A lot of our network, right? You know, DG, you talked about it, just being surrounded by greatness and having people who want to elevate naturally. A lot of that came from
Yeah,
college, you know, because I think we all were in that similar space, right? You know, and so I agree. You do have to surround yourself with like-minded people, you know, who want to thrive, who want more if you want to grow, right? You
right,
know, we always talk about it. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, you know, right? You want to be surrounded by people who all have their own strengths, who have their own opinions, who, you know, are willing to contribute and to uplift each other, aren't gatekeeping, you know, like
right,
are wanting, you know, to just see the best in not just themselves but everyone around them. And I think that's what you naturally got to be around in order to thrive and to grow. And so yeah, man, that's what it takes to get to that level, man. And I don't know, it's just honestly like I'm in awe of just like witnessing, you know, stuff like that, and
right,
just you know like the greatness that happens at that level.
right,
And even just like you know the things that we're doing, man. You know, like
right,
we're 41 weeks into Manifest Mondays, man. So just that's something that's great in its own right, you know. So
right.
yeah, man.
And that's kind of like what you see with the U.S. men's basketball team, having all the great players together. And they,
That's a
That's
that's
fact.
it.
it.
That's it.
And
That's
they,
a
that's
fact.
like
That's how
That's
you
they
get
it.
a
bench you to
goal.
go hard. All the
That's it.
greatness, KD,
That's it.
LeBron, Steph, like everyone is there, great. And they just like
Yeah.
push one another to succeed because everyone wants to succeed. I don't know
Yeah.
if you watched that game because you can tell, man, they really wanted that. They really wanted to win the gold medal, right? Because
Yeah.
anything less than gold, be like, bro. really? Yeah, they
Yeah,
beat Serbia. Like, come on, the Dream
Yeah.
Team, 1998,
yeah,
1992, when I beat them like 80 points margin.
yeah.
So,
And
it Now it's kind of funny that what's it called? Like, because it's weird that like a lot of times the Olympic team doesn't have just all the best players. That doesn't happen every year, right? Like, because the team that's here, most of them could have played in the last one, but didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I think there was like kind of them coming together. You know that there was that quote that came out from Noah Lyles that was like, you know,
right.
y'all keep saying y'all the world
yeah,
champions,
yeah,
or what? You know what I'm saying?
What?
You know what I'm saying? And I honestly think that leaked in to them being like, all right,
yeah, yeah,
well let's really show them then. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
Right.
really
yeah,
like getting that like that A-list team that you know what I mean to play at that level, bro. Like you said, that was just
yeah,
pure greatness, bro. There were sometimes certain points just watching that team in action, like, bro, who the fuck are you supposed to guard? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are you supposed to guard, bro? When there's fucking
Fact.
Bron, KD, Steph Curry, AD, like, who are you?
Devin
How are you supposed to
Booker,
do that?
like,
You know what I mean?
how?
So,
yeah,
yeah, bro, that was greatness on the highest level, man.
yeah. And that brings up a good point. You know, I think that that's a good segue into our next topic. Is the 2024 Olympic team better than the Dream Team? Which we all know. Any basketball heads, feel free to chime in. But this is
Join the
where things
live.
get
You're
a
a
little
basketball
spicy.
head.
This is
Come
where
on.
things are going to get a little spicy. You know, like we want to talk about it. Is this 2024 Olympics team better than the Dream Team?
Let's do
Man,
it
I
real
didn't
quick,
see no.
bro. Z, since you got, I know you got your computer right there. Pull up the squads real quick, man. Pull up the squads real quick, man. And if y'all are here, I want to know y'all take two. Pull up the squads real quick.
Yep.
You can hop on, join the live. Send Z an invite to join the live and chime in. Let's see your thoughts, man. Yeah, I didn't watch the 1992 Dream Team play, so obviously now they're
Bro,
like.
we was 1 year old. We was boy was a toddler.
but
You know what I'm saying?
All
but just look,
right.
I would say, man, out to me right now, I would say the
Hold
2024,
on,
right? Just
hold on. Let's let them get the
okay, okay,
squad names
all
out.
right, get the
Yeah.
squad. Let's see the squad
All
first.
right. So to name them all, right? So we got
This is Dream
David
Team.
Robinson. This is the Dream Team, the 1992 Dream Team. So we got David Robinson.
Plumber,
We got we got Patrick Ewing.
electrician,
We got Larry Bird. We
bus
got Scottie
driver.
Pippen. We got Michael Jordan. We got Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson, Chris Mullin, and Christian Laettner.
That's fire
Okay.
squad.
That's a fire squad. I ain't gonna lie. That's a
Right.
And
fire
who's
squad.
that's crazy. That's pretty crazy, bro.
That's
And
a
what's
fire
the
squad.
2024 team got?
All right, so 2024 team,
So we can name
we
them,
got
right?
yeah,
LeBron,
we got Stephen Curry, we got LeBron James, we got Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Derek White, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, and Devin Booker.
man. I'm going with the 2024, bro. That's my
2024.
pick.
You going with the
Because I think the game
2024?
has changed, right? The rules and everything. Those old big fella back in the day, they are not as swift and fast. So, so I would definitely say this 2024 squad will probably. And then if you look at competition back then too, is different, bro. Like back 1992, basketball where it's at right now is not compared to what it used to be 1990 back in 1992. European players were like all like, bro, they play in fucking JV. They were like old like fathers and dads, just like send them out there, bro. We don't have any squad. They just go compete with the Americans. Like obviously, the dream team is gonna beat everybody.
Yeah,
It's like you father, like your kid, like all right, we need some players. Y'all go out there and compete. Obviously, they're gonna win, right? I think.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong, the dream team is amazing, right? All those great player legends, right? But overall, I just think the competition back then to what it is right now wasn't the same complexity wise.
yeah,
Now look, bro, look at Serbia team. Serbia have Jokic, what's his name? The other guy who was shooting threes. All those great players. Some of them play in the NBA. Great, solid team. France.
Yeah,
So the
France, Canada
Canada
was crazy.
a good squad, bro. Even South Sudan, my African brothers, man, they was killing it. So that like nowadays the competition is crazy, man. So I
Yeah,
think I don't know. I'll pick the 2024
yeah.
team to win that competition.
B, what you
I don't
think?
know. Are we gonna all agree? I mean, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough because it's like, you know, I'm starting to think of matchups. Like, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
are we putting Bron on Jordan? Is that
I think we can do that.
we putting Bron on Jordan, right? You know,
Yeah.
they probably got Larry Bird out there starting, or Magic Johnson probably. So who's guarding Magic Johnson? Because if he's playing point, it's gonna have to be Steph, right?
Great. Oh, they can switch. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
they could
they could.
switch.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe
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 like
they put
five people. Like
Steph on Larry Bird or
yeah,
something.
it could. You know.
Um,
I don't know about putting Steph on Larry Bird
Cause
though.
this
I
yeah, he's way taller.
Yeah,
this is
that's a huge.
this is
I would
this is
I might put Kevin Durant
Yeah.
on um Larry Bird.
who you putting on Magic? That boy was moving.
Drew
I think you
Holiday.
got to put Steph on Magic
Drew
Johnson.
Holiday, or I mean, it just depends. Drew, you can put
Drew
Drew on him,
Holiday's a much
and
better
yeah, you
defender
can put
than
Drew on
Steph
him. So
Curry.
I
So
feel like it's
yeah,
just all about switching, right? You can find a matchup. Drew
Yeah.
Holiday. I said Devin Booker can like contain a little bit more too.
but
So
on the other
here's
side
my
of things
honest
too though,
opinion.
like
Here's my honest opinion though. Like, you know, man, because I can't just let it just be like a straight all on the same side with this shit. Here's my honest opinion, right? I think a lot of the Dream Team was closer to their primes than a lot of the greatest players are now, right? We can all agree that Bron is probably like he's still Bron, like he's Bron,
Right.
but he's not prime, but he's not Miami Heat Bron right now. KD is
Facts.
not Golden State KD right now. You know what I'm saying? They
agree,
do they
agree.
still ball out? Yes, bro.
Right.
Yeah, they fucking ball out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, I might have to take the Dream Team if it's this 2024 team as is.
Right.
If it's 2024 team all in prime, then I'll go 2024 team. So
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's where I'd have to sit on
Right.
this.
yeah.
Right. What
That's a
about
good
you?
take.
No,
That's a good
that's
take.
a good take. I like
I
it.
think I don't know because I'm thinking about it on the other side of things, right? Like Curry would have a hard time defending Magic Johnson because,
Imagine we'll have a
but
hard
I was
time
gonna
defending Curry
say
either.
Magic is going like Magic having to chase Curry's ass around.
Curry be moving around too.
Curry,
Curry be moving the
Curry, do
fuck
not. If you
around.
don't just sit your motherfucking ass still,
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is gonna have to keep up with him on the other side. And I think if we're talking about stamina wise, Curry can run around all day, every day, bro. Like,
Right.
and Magic Johnson at some point is gonna be like, you know what, like he's gonna get
Right.
tired, right? And so um, I think LeBron James and Michael Jordan, that would be a really good
Yeah.
matchup.
That'd be a good matchup
Because
for sure.
they're both really good defenders, right?
Right.
Really good defenders, and they're both like offensively gifted. So
But
I
Bron
think
is
that would be
stronger though. Bron gonna give him a little bit. Bron
LeBron
gonna
is
use left
definitely
side.
stronger. Like
Bron use left side to get a little bit.
LeBron could back Michael down, like
Yeah.
MJ down. He could back him down in the paint, and
Yeah.
and yeah. But that would be a bang out to see. Um, but at the same time, I think Anthony Edwards could guard Ma-
Magic.
Michael MJ too, though. Like
Yeah. True.
like
You could.
I think Anthony Edwards could guard him, and I think he's gonna have just as difficult time guarding
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards on when it comes to like to
Yeah.
defense as well. So um, that would be interesting. Who was the starting power forward? Was it
But I
It's
think
probably Charles Barkley.
yeah.
Probably Charles Barkley, right?
it was
Or Patrick Ewing or
Because those big back, they couldn't shoot threes, bro. The U.S. team
it
right
was
now, they'll
yeah
kill them on 3 point, bro. Because they're gonna get murder on three. Because Jordan,
that's a no,
like, if
that's a fact.
they're gonna get
That's just a
destroyed
fact.
on
yeah
threes,
And,
like
and
all the big,
this is the point I got to give the 2024 to is the bigs on the 2024 can shoot.
right,
Right.
yeah
So you know why that's scary?
definitely
That they always talk about this. The reason that's scary is because if you're a big man and you have to guard somebody at the three,
Yeah.
Right.
It takes you out the paint.
Right.
So now you can't get rebounds.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't do the one thing that you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like if you guarding, I don't know, KD and you're a big man and you out on the wing, you can't get the rebound
Right.
because you out of the, you know what I mean? So
But I think that's for me. That's where the weakness is gonna be, bro. They're just gonna move the ball around. Curry just run around, and then he will be wide open all the time. Because they're just gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
wide open, bro.
all the time, bro. Because I don't think back then they have that. I don't know, man. To like run around and close all the spacing. They're just gonna like Curry's gonna be open,
Yeah.
and KD can shoot threes too. He's gonna be open. Like so, I don't
Yeah,
know.
man. It's tough, man, because it would be a bang. I would love to see that.
That, that
Obviously, just
might be the best game assembled of basketball
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah, it would
I,
be.
I
That's
would I would
probably,
I would love to see, because I mean, regardless of who's at the five, right? It would be David Robinson or Patrick Ewing. They're gonna have a problem with Joel Embiid, like
Right.
because Joel is really good in the paint, but he can also shoot,
Right.
um,
AD can
and
shoot.
and
Everyone can shoot.
and Joel's a good defender too,
Yeah, he's a
So
good
like,
defender. Right.
at the four, it's probably going to be Anthony Davis starting, and so Anthony Davis versus, whether it be Charles Barkley or Karl Malone, like I think Anthony Davis is a monster. Like when he's playing at his best, right? He's a
Right.
monster, right? So offensively, they're going to have a hard time with like guarding him, and defensively, you know. Anthony Davis, he can guard damn near anyone like at
Right.
the 4 or 5 when he's at his
Right.
best. I don't know, man. I think I might have to take the 2024 Olympic team, man. I think I might, just because when it comes to like the offensive side of things, like they're just and especially if the thing is anyone could go off at any given moment,
Right.
right? Shit. Joel Embiid could get hot and drop 40.
Right.
Anthony Davis could get hot and drop 40.
Right.
Kevin Durant could get hot and drop 40. LeBron James could get hot and drop 40. Stephen Curry could get hot and drop 70, in
Right.
like 23 minutes. So like
Devin Booker. Don't forget
Devin
about
Booker can go
James and
crazy
Dan over
too.
there arguing like
Devin Booker could put up 50, 60 himself. Like, it's just like that kind of offensive power. I don't like. I'm trying to think about it like from the 1992 Dream Team, right? Their best weapon was Michael Jordan, obviously.
right.
Like they're like when you talk about like when it comes to offensively, like who's scoring. But
Michael, I can think of anyone who's gonna be scoring a lot. Magic, maybe
yeah,
Bird.
Magic will be going nuts. Bird, yeah,
Yeah.
Magic and Bird would be going nuts.
Yeah, but
They would
Michael
be
just
going nuts.
yeah, but like who's gonna be guarding Bird though? Yeah, Bird yeah.
I mean, you could put Anthony Edwards on Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but man, like it's so funny. Like some of these players are just like so old to us in our
Yeah.
mind. I had to really watch. I had to, like in my mind, I'm so far removed from Bird that I'm like, I had to go watch some footage on him because I was just like, bro, was he really even like that? Like, you know what I mean? I really had to do. So I went to go look, and he was cooking boys, man.
Yeah.
He was cooking boys.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
he was like a Luka. Like you know what I'm saying? He was cooking people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was it.
And
You know what I'm saying?
he was really physical too. Like,
Yeah.
but I also think like when we're talking about level of competition too, though, like I feel like the competition is so much stronger nowadays
right,
than it was back then. Like
right.
like just all around. And so I'm not saying that Larry Bird wouldn't be a legend right now. Like he would, but it'd be interesting, whether because it would be either Anthony Edwards or LeBron James who would be guarding Larry Bird. And you
Depending
might
on who's on the court.
you said what?
Depending on who's on the court.
Yeah, depending on
Right.
who's well, if we're talking about starting five, the starting five was what? Steph, um,
Devin Booker.
Le, uh, no, Anthony Edwards was a starter.
No, he wasn't
I
starting.
think they swapped every
Oh,
game.
They did,
so because
they did,
the
they did swap
finals,
every game,
the
but
finals were like Steph, Devin Booker, LeBron, KD, and is it who else? Jordan B. I think that was the five. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So as a starting five against France.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it would be the it
it
was
would Devin Booker would be guarding Larry Bird then.
Yeah, and he was doing a
yeah.
good job.
That would be
He was.
It
interesting.
would be, yeah. What you think, Kat? We need you chimed in on this, man. You know what I'm saying? Heavy, man. Dream team or 2024 Olympic team, man.
Yeah.
Who would have won that game, man? And the gold medal, in the best game ever assembled. Who's taking that?
Man. Like I said, man, offensively, the 2024 Olympic team, man, they just got so many offensive threats. Like like I said,
The depth is crazy.
their
Yeah,
depth,
the depth. Yeah,
anyone could go off at any given time. Like literally, anyone could go off at any given time. We saw what Steph did in the last couple of games, but like,
right.
Ant could go crazy. Joel Embiid could go crazy. Devin Booker could go crazy. Jason Tatum could go crazy, right?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Like Bam could go crazy.
Uh,
Bam's not
right, Bam. What even mention Bam? Yeah,
Bam's probably not gonna drop like 40, 50, but he'll give you a solid
yeah,
30.
he could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
You put
his
body
mid
on
range,
somebody too.
yeah, and his mid range game is crazy.
yeah.
Like Bam is damn near automatic from the mid range. So
I feel like, yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like the 2024, we have much better scorer than the 1992 Dream Team, in my
yeah,
opinion. They have better,
yeah.
like, who can score.
Yeah,
And it's kind of mean.
Dorber said he'll go with the 2024 team for sure. Didn't watch the Dream Team play, but having KD, Bron, Steph, AD on the same team, I knew it was gold for sure. And then Cass said, if you take everyone as they are, not in primes, and even then, it's still 2024 because that's a fucking squad. Absolutely, they basically got a Shaq that can shoot. AD and Bam can guard anyone and do anything. Facts.
Yeah,
And that's the thing
I,
is like the 1992 Dream Team, like the big men would have problems,
right.
like guarding, like just like you said, like you bring them out of the paint and
They're
they're
out.
vulnerable. They're vulnerable. Like you bring them out of the paint, like you you playing that pick and roll
Yeah.
from the high key, like it's a wrap. Like like what are they gonna do? So
Because, yeah,
um
this team is crazy. 'Cause even LeBron can technically play point guard, bro. That's
He can
yeah,
play
crazy.
whatever.
He can
yeah,
He
play
can play
LeBron
whatever, man.
LeBron can
point
play any
forward.
damn
Like
position.
it's crazy because at the end of the day, they're big, man. I think just like ball handling skills, they're big back then. I don't think because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Jordan? Who's gonna
I
Bron or
think Bron I
KD? Who's
think Bron and Jordan would have to be the matchup. Like they
That
have to
had
be
to
the
be that would be the prime time match. That'd be what everybody want to see too. Like that would
yeah,
be the
yeah.
matchup. So, but that is the point. Like who's guarding KD? They wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to.
Larry
I
Bird?
mean, no one really can ever guard KD.
yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? Like not like I don't know who really locks him up like that. Like you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because he's just too tall for most people. He's too fast for the big man. You know what I mean? Like he's yeah
yeah,
All right.
he's
yeah,
Yeah, because I was
yeah,
my only weakness with the team. I was like, maybe if Steph playing point guard, Magic playing point guard, that would be the only liability, right? Because Magic's way bigger than Steph,
yeah.
right? But just overall, how Steph play with the new, I don't know, with the system I play, they can switch a lot, right? Instead of
Yeah.
like Steph being on Magic, they would probably have to switch someone else who's a better defender for Magic. Then Steph can be be open,
I
and
feel
he's
like I
gonna be
feel like
hitting threes all day.
I
I
mean
don't
I feel
know.
like MJ or not MJ. I feel like Magic was wanting to pass first though. Like
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like
So why would I say
I feel like he was a pass first point guard, and that's
who
why
who
that's why
Magic?
I don't think he would be much of a liability on like Steph would be much of a liability on defenses because I think Magic is looking to distribute more than he is looking to attack.
Right.
And if we're talking about from that perspective, I'd much rather let Magic be the one to beat us. If there's anyone who's going to beat us, let
Right.
Magic try and beat us because you know anyone else,
I mean,
MJ's gonna go crazy and get his regardless.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, yeah. I honestly don't think Steph is gonna be much of a liability on defense.
yeah. I
Honestly,
mean, that was my only flaw. I was like, yeah, if Steph is playing Magic, it's way bigger than him, but
yeah,
not even because Hmm.
yeah. Shout out to Be Easy tapping in. Proud of the consistency,
shut
B
up,
man.
B.
Man, we out here trying to get like you, man. We trying to be
Yeah.
consistent like you. That's it.
Hey,
But
Let's get up.
hey,
Let's get up this week too. Bees, we got to get up this week, man.
yeah.
yeah.
I got out to
Shout
Denver,
out,
man.
shout
I'm
out
out here
to
for like a week.
Shout out to everybody who's tapped in from Denver, man. We P's out there right now. I'm gonna be in Denver on Wednesday, so we definitely got to tap in with some people,
Yep.
this weekend. So we'll definitely get up.
But
But
I just want to go out with casting comment. He like, Kawhi, would I stay over Derek White? It would even been a conversation. It's fat. It's cool. Like having Kawhi, bro. That would have
yeah,
been insane. Cause
yeah,
he can guard MJ easily. I
Yeah, I
like.
was about to, not easy,
Yeah, I
but
mean, like
but
make it
if
a
you
little bit
but
harder.
like if
Right,
Bron goes out,
right.
he
That's what
you
I'm
put you could
thinking.
put him
Right.
on him, and it
It'll
you know
be
what I mean. Like you're not
a solid
losing too
match.
much of
Right.
a
yeah,
yeah.
Right. Because he's pretty good when it comes, and he can score too. So
yep,
he can give you both.
yep.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
right.
and,
You know,
and he gonna
the
give you
funny
that
thing is,
awkward
I
ass
wanted
laugh.
I wanted to argue for the sake of the argument, but I was always on the side of 2024.
Yeah,
I mean, it was going to be a 2-second conversation if we just say
Right.
yeah,
That makes
2024,
sense.
2024,
Right.
2024. All right, cool.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
I mean,
So
that's true. I mean, it's gonna be a good competition. It's gonna be a good game.
yeah. I
Either or.
it'd be a game that we all would love to see.
it would be
Like
Right.
it would be the best game ever
yeah.
assembled in basketball ever.
It would be a spectacle to see for
Because yeah,
sure.
just
But
looking at those bigs back in the day, man, they wasn't as mobile and like they would just be stuck in the paint, bro. I think this is gonna get destroyed from
yeah,
three.
agreed. Uh, 2012, I think the best Olympic team. Honestly, that
What
was a
was
crazy
Yeah,
team. I'm not gonna lie.
what's in the squad? Is it Kobe,
That was a
LeBron?
crazy team. That was a crazy team.
Who was the squad
that's
back
the
then?
redeem team, isn't it? That's the
Um,
redeem team.
that was so that was
Melo, Kobe,
that
LeBron.
was Tyson Chandler, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Darren Williams, Andre Iguodala, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Love, James Harden, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, and Carmelo Anthony.
That's a solid squad still.
Solid,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a solid squad.
solid man, solid man.
yeah,
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm not mad. Oh yeah, you right, you right. Oh, it was redeem team, but yeah, that's 2012 is
yeah.
nuts. I mean that 2024 though.
Yeah.
It's-
You
it's
see,
it's it's
I don't
because
know about that, but that
it's because you
2024.
add Steph in there. Steph,
Yeah.
the greatest shooter of all time. Steph is I don't know, man. Steph is crazy. Um,
Just
but
Steph, LeBron, and
agreed.
KD, bro.
I
That's
agreed
insane.
to Cass's point though. A lot more players were in their prime at that time though, which I do agree with.
Right.
But we could talk basketball all day, but I think just for the sake of time, transitioning into the next topic, we saw a lot of greatness, right? At the Olympics. But there was a lot of questionable moments as well. So a lot of questionable moments. So we're going over some of the most peculiar events in the Olympics.
Jeez.
And I think we all know what's gonna kick that off. Did y'all watch that breakdancing shit? Please
Yo,
please
yo,
tell me.
that was insane, bro. That was
there,
insane, bro.
there's a lot of greatness that happened, but that was what the fuck.
You see, they put that, they put that old like tape with that lady that was teaching people how to that white lady teaching people how to rip. You see, they put that audio behind it and pop and ah.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? They put that old tape on it, bro. That was bad, man.
it
That
was
was
bad.
bad for the
That
culture,
was
man.
bad, bro. Like she didn't score a single like that's crazy. You didn't score a single point. Like
But
that's
you just
that's
don't get it
nuts.
though. That's inspiration right there. It's like it just reminds me like, I don't need to be qualified to apply for this job. I can just apply. Maybe I might. I mean, that's the positive if you look at it, right?
That's the
The fact
logic,
that
bro.
she made it on the
She was
That is
big
the
in the
logic.
stage.
Olympics.
Yeah, on the
That was
big stage. Like, bro, are you trying to be a doctor? Just apply. Maybe you can go in there like, I'm gonna perform surgery today. Like, let's go on YouTube.
That's hilarious.
she might be the biggest fraud in history, bro. Like to make it to that level, I'm like, yo,
But
The
how
biggest
though?
fraud, the
How did she
biggest
get
fraud in
there? I think.
history.
How did she get there? Like, didn't you guys like says her husband was part of a committee or something like that?
yeah.
Like
So
how?
I don't know exactly what all the details are, but like a lot of people were questioning, obviously for good reason, the validity of the qualification process for the breakdancing competition. And granted, this is all because of her. The other breakdancers were actually really good. Like the other breakdancers were dope. She was just she was terrible, and she caused a lot of controversy for the entire. I mean, she caused so much controversy. They already announced that breakdancing is not going to be in the 2028 Olympics in
No
LA.
way.
So
She
That's
could have
so
crazy.
ruined
that
it for a lot of
just
people.
to show you how much of a liability she was.
She shut the
The,
sport down.
the Olympics ended yesterday, and they already announced that
No more
breakdancing is not going to be
breakdancing.
a part of 2028, which is nuts.
But the
But
funny thing is, though, she thought she was killing it too, though. Like she thought she was like killing it, and that's the funny thing. Like I feel like
Nah,
she thought she, cause she
she
was
did it with
confident.
confidence.
yeah,
That's what we was talking about off the show. If she did that in any club, just the confidence alone, people would
Right.
have been she would have had a full circle around her. I'm talking about same choreography that she did there, just the confidence alone. But it's just that it's the Olympics. Like
it's the
we're like, what are
Olympics,
we watching here, bro?
Yeah.
and
But if she was in View House, bro,
Oh
come on,
yeah, I would
come
have
on.
been tripping her.
If she was in
that
Jim Mill, bro, it's over. It's
that
over.
that that would be nuts, bro. Witnessing that in Gin Mill would be nuts, bro. But shout out to what Cass said. He said, them not making breakdancing a part of the 2028 Olympics. They said it was decided before like that's where like also there's like controversy. They were like you didn't even really give breakdancing an opportunity if you like were already like announcing. And so I think there might have been some validity to that, but because of all the controversy around breakdancing,
Right.
specifically her performance, I think that really just was the nail in the coffin. They were like, I think it might have been more open to it if like everybody killed it, but I think she solidified that shit. They were like, yeah, this is exactly why we wasn't gonna do this shit in the first place. Like
Yeah,
she
man.
she put the nail in the coffin.
Oh,
So.
she's dressed like she was about to go play golf.
That's
Bro,
crazy.
that was crazy. That was crazy. And then this is unrelated to like weirdness, just as far as like weird sports and like just some peculiar events. But did y'all hear about them potentially trying to take the medal from the bronze winner in the gymnast? What's her name? Jordan Childs. Whatever, however you pronounce her name. But they're talking about stripping her potentially of her medal
Why?
because so there was controversy around the decision. So she won. Like so pretty much what happened was during her routine, they they didn't judge it
Uh,
properly. Like there was like they missed points for her. So
right.
like it was the judge's mistake to Cass's point. It was the judge's mistake. So initially they wrongly judged her, and so in gymnastics, like you have up to a minute to contest the ruling, like like whatever the judge's ruling is. But I think they submitted they contested it at like a minute and 6 seconds. So
God
they're
damn.
they're trying to say they're basically trying to say off of like the technicality that the U.S. should have lost, like because of that. But the other side of the argument is like the judges fucking got it wrong in the first place. Like that was their
Right.
mistake for missing, those points. So like
Right.
there's a lot of controversy going on right now, just as far as like like them stripping her of her medal and whatnot. But that's neither here nor there.
That's
We're
fine.
talking about the weird shit going on in the Olympics. Kicked it off with the breakdancing. We're talking about like. Go ahead, DG.
No, I know where you're going with this one. That's why I'm laughing. The Olympic Village Center, whatever, the
No, no,
condoms.
no, no. We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna that's definitely something we're gonna get into, but we'll
That's
get into that later.
hilarious.
We're gonna talk about like the weird events. So, has anybody heard of dressage?
Dressage.
Bro, we just found this shit out
We just
today.
found this out today, bro. When we talk like, there's a lot of cool events that go on at the Olympics. There's a lot of questionable ones. Dressage is one of those ones. I didn't even know this was a thing. So, dressage is pretty much like horse dancing. Like they
Yeah.
Horse.
horses perform dance routines, and that's what Olympic
With
sport.
humans on it. So they're kind of like the humans kind of like
Oh, dancing a
directing the
horse.
dance move
Right.
Yeah.
of the, you know what I'm saying?
So
Just keep that girl from Australia away from them horses, man. Cause that's all. That's a double whammy,
yeah.
brother. But That's a
like
real Olympic sport though.
Really?
like Cass said, it's pretty much horse crip walking. That's exactly what it
Oh,
is.
I never seen that one. Like,
It's bro. When I heard that was a sport, I was just like, okay, I support a lot of Olympic sports, but like that's just like, bro, like what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like
horse.
like horse crip walking is childish. I'm like, what is going on? They not like us. They not like us.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's insane, bro. Nah,
He got some hoe in him, you know, like just like,
He has a horse in him.
you
He got the
got
horse
some
in him.
horse in him.
He got the horse in him.
they got some horse in him.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fucking
insane.
stupid.
That's childish.
I mean,
That's childish.
was it fun? Like, was it fun? Because I don't know what you guys talking about. Was it fun? No.
I ain't
I
watch it. I ain't watch
I
it.
didn't watch it.
What kind of songs are you dancing to? Like hip hop, like
I didn't
classical music?
watch it, bro.
I did not watch it.
We was looking up like what's the wildest like
Oh,
sports in the Olympics, bro, and that shit horse dance, dressage,
Dressage.
horse dancing is on there, bro. That shit is nuts. All right, hold
Yeah.
on. Just random question. If y'all are dressage, if y'all doing dresses, what song you coming out to?
damn, damn, that's a good one. Damn,
What-
wow.
Everybody in the comments too. I need y'all, man. What song you coming out to on that horse, man? What y'all riding out to, man?
Yeah, that's hard, bro. I mean, you gotta, because I think that you have to like cater to the audience, right? It depends on who the audience are. I mean, for the Olympics, man, it gotta be, yeah.
Oh, I know what I'm going with. I know
Cassie
what I'm
said the
going with.
Humpty. Cassie said the Humpty dance. That would be.
That would be a good one.
That would
That'd be
be.
a good one.
Oh
Damn.
man, Humpty dance is hilarious. I know what I'm going with.
I
What you
don't know
going
what
with?
you going to see.
If my horse is crip walking, he crip walking a Parliament's flashlight. He's like flashlight is definitely going crazy. Like
Yeah, she said
flashlight is going
next
crazy.
episode. That's a good one.
Next
Next episode by Dr.
episode would be
Dre.
hard.
Next episode would be
Shout
fire.
out to
Yeah,
Shiny, man.
yeah. Next
Shout
episode
out
would
to
be
Shiny,
crazy.
man.
I'm taking it old school though. I'm doing flashlight Parliament. That's what we do. We throwing it back to the old school one time.
I saw that.
I'm gonna do some
Where you
real
going,
high
Diamond?
shit. Body yaddy 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 yaddy.
That's nuts.
Body yaddy
That's
yaddy yaddy
nuts.
yaddy.
You know Diamond got his shirt off while that shit playing too, buddy.
My horse gonna be like him. Body yaddy. That's hilarious. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That boy childish. So those are like the craziest like current like Olympic events that are like questionable. But if we talk about like past like Olympic events that are like discontinued, they had some wild ass shit, man. Like they
The real style.
Meg Thee Stallion on a
playing
real
Meg on
stallion.
a real stallion
Body.
is nuts, bro. They would have been like the metaphor that motherfucker came out with would be nuts. Have her actually performing on your shit
Wow,
too. Like,
body yaddy yaddy yaddy.
you might win with that, bro. Low key, I didn't even think about the metaphor. That come on, Cass got it. That's crazy.
uh, uh, so yeah, weird sports, man. You know, like weird sports. If we talking about like past weird sports, man, did y'all know tug of war was an Olympic event?
I mean, that sounds fun though.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily label it as weird, but
Right,
like definitely different. Like that's peculiar for sure. But
right.
I
like
feel like
that,
they should bring that. They should bring that back. That used to be fire at field day. Come on, field day. We was young in field day, bro. That tug of war, and I can see it right, like a team of the strongest men or
Right,
women. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Pulling. They should bring that shit back. They should bring that shit
that
back
would
for
be
sure.
interesting. That would be
Way
interesting.
better
Tug of war
than
was
that
wild.
horse shit y'all talking about. Way better. I'll pick tug of war
Yeah,
over that horse shit.
I'm watching
Whatever.
tug of war
Oh,
before dressage for
yeah.
sure.
Facts,
Yeah.
facts, facts.
He said 2028 is
It's
about to be hood as fuck.
about to be hood,
Come
man.
on, man.
Yeah, like-
Somebody really might pull up to the next episode. You know what I'm saying? On a horse. You know what I'm saying? In 2028, it's going down.
Imagine winning the gold medal for crip walking.
That would be insane. There's some. I'm not gonna lie. There's some people. There's a couple niggas that I didn't see before that deserve an Olympic award for how they crip walk. But come on, niggas be floating through
That's
the.
funny,
Nah, I
dude.
know y'all done seen it. The perfect.
I've,
You know
I've,
what I'm saying?
I've seen some smooth ass crib walks,
Yeah,
bro, where it's just like this.
sure. Like,
Boys
yeah,
be
This
you know,
motherfucker.
floating. The perfect time.
you
You know
know,
what I'm saying?
you deserve a
Come
medal,
on,
bro.
man.
You deserve a medal.
They, the gold.
Hey, yeah. If we just doing walking, bro, I gotta enter. Whitney, Kendrick's girl. Hey,
Oh,
tell me she wasn't floating. Tell me she
hey, she
wasn't
was
floating in
killing
the They
that
Not
shit.
Like Us video. She was floating, bro. Yeah, Dub C for sure. That's
Dub
legend.
C's trip walk was always legendary.
Crazy,
Always,
man.
Yeah, for sure.
always. Uh, oh, side note, another one. Pistol dueling. Pistol dueling used to be an Olympic sport.
Pistol, what is that?
Pistol dueling, where you like shoot each other.
Like, really? Like,
You
so
know what I'm saying?
like
Like
the
it's
rap?
the duel, the
Right,
countdown.
Like a duel,
right,
bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah, the
pistol
right.
duel.
countdown and shoot. Yeah,
That
yeah,
that
yeah.
Really?
that used to be a sport. Now, granted, it wasn't lethal though. Like they used to wear like I guess protective gear, and they used like wax
Oh,
bullets.
I got you.
I don't know,
That
but
shit.
that's just some crazy.
That
That's
was
some
probably
crazy shit. That's
at the first Olympics and still was like the Western days.
Yeah.
Hey, that shit, I would watch that low key though. I would
it
watch
would be
pistol dueling.
interesting.
That
It
shit
would
would
be
be
interesting.
fire,
No,
bro. The
Did
quickest
y'all see
draw.
the
You seen the?
memes? Y'all see the memes of the dude who didn't have any like gear? Like it was what was he? I think he was from Turkey or something like
yeah, the
that. Was
Turkish dude, yeah, from
the
Turkey,
Turkish
yeah.
dude? You didn't see the memes of the Turkish dude?
That's
Because like I forget the name of the sport, but like the pistol accuracy like event whatever. uh a lot of people use like different like type of gear to like cover like one eye like so, but he didn't use any type of gear or nothing. Like he was just out there shooting.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think he got
Yeah,
silver, right?
I
Didn't he
think
get
so. He
placed
won
like
a silver.
second? Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think he
crazy.
got a silver medal. Yeah, the
That boy a
Shout out,
shooter.
shooter.
Yeah,
yeah, respect the shooter, man. Shout
That
out to
boy a
Turkey.
shooter.
yeah.
That boy a shooter,
Respect the
man.
shooter, man.
That boy a shooter.
All right, there's one thing I want to bring up, man, and it's something that we didn't really talk about, but I got to get y'all opinion on this because I seen this later today. Did y'all hear that story about the high jumper
The,
situation?
so how they
So
had to do
basically,
a jump off?
yeah, they
Yeah.
had to do a jump off. So basically, what it was is they was gonna like there was two high jumpers, and they were gonna like just they cleared the same amount, and they were hitting that. That's the highest they were hitting, right? But it was the
Right,
same exact height. So they were gonna just basically let them like you could like get the goal. Like we could share the goal. We both won the goal, right?
right,
Or you could decline that and then you know what I mean and go for
Yep.
like just like a jump
Yeah.
off. So
right.
there's one dude on there that was like heavy. The other dude was like cool with like me and like like that's cool. We're cool with the goals. And the other one was like, nah, we're not doing that. Let's do the jump
Yeah.
off.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So they do the jump off, and the dude that said that ended up losing and then ended up getting silver instead of gold. So
Damn.
now the question is, was he smart? Was he, you know what I'm saying? Was he dumb for that? Or or was it just him believing in himself? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
What y'all think?
Man, that's a hard one, bro. Because at the end of
Shelby
the day, I mean,
Shelby McEwen is
yeah,
his name, but
yeah, it's dumb because he didn't win, right? We now see it's dumb, right? If he would have won gold, we would have said, oh, he was a genius. So I think it's all depend on the outcome. I personally, what I would have done, I would have taken the gold. We share it. That's what I would
you
have
would have
done.
shared the goal.
I would have shared the gold. At the end of the day,
What you
but
doing, Z?
It's tough,
You
man,
shared.
because like at that level, like you compete, right? Like I think the competitive nature in me would want to do a jump off, but I think I think it is admirable too, like to like just like
right,
for both nations like to come to an understanding, like let's just share the gold too.
right.
I honestly probably would have shared the gold, honestly, personally. I think I would have shared it. But I actually watched that live. Like I actually saw
Oh,
the
really?
live jump off. Like, yeah, I actually was watching the high jump, and they both was jumping their asses off. But yeah, when it came time to like make the decision whether they wanted to share the gold or do a jump off, it was a very short conversation. It was just like I think they both understood that like beforehand, like they probably had a predisposition in their head that it's just like we doing a jump off because there was not much of a conversation. It was just like nah, we jumping. Like it
Right.
was just like you know, and yeah, McEwen, he did end up losing. He's actually from the U.S. He ended up getting silver,
Oh,
and
really?
old boy from New Zealand ended up getting gold. But I think personally I would have shared the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I think just the type of person I am, I probably would have shared the goal, but like you said, at that level and that competitiveness, I can only respect
Right.
them being like, bro, I trained for four
Right.
years for this
Yeah,
moment,
exactly.
not to see if we're the same. We
Right.
need to see who's the best, man. So
Yeah,
I just respect that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
yeah, yeah.
does
So
that mean that he's
shout out
not?
to McEwen
yeah,
for betting on himself. I still like,
Right.
you know, he could that story can go. He's gonna tell his grandkids that one day, but
That's true.
that'll go down as the story. He could have been a gold medalist, but he ain't.
Right.
But he
Right.
bet on himself, man.
Right.
yeah.
So shout out to him.
And shout out for having
I mean,
jump off.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the confidence is insane, right? To like bet on yourself and go for it. I personally like Sherry, because I know that you still win gold. That's what you go
Yeah,
for. But just like I just want gold with someone else. We both it's a win-win situation for him and
yeah,
I. You know, it's like we both won. So with that, I don't know. I personally when I look at that, I'm like, nah, we're good.
yeah,
But like you said, man, if you're an athlete, sometimes you're like, nah, I want to prove to him I'm better
yeah,
than him.
yep.
You know, so I can see
Mhm.
why he
Facts.
would do that because he
Yeah.
believes in himself. He's like, you know what? Maybe I can get a little bit better. Maybe I can jump a little bit higher than him right now, and I can win the goal all by myself. He just want to go all to himself. Like I ain't trying to share it. We ain't sharing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's all mine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
Facts.
confident.
I
Yeah.
feel it, man.
Yeah.
I
And
respect it.
speaking of gold, man, we're gonna get into this, man. Y'all know what people getting paid for gold medals and like, shit, like
Hey,
let's
let's
talk
get
about this.
into this.
Let's talk about this pay disparity, bro.
If y'all on there, man, guess real quick what you think like you would get paid in the U.S. for a gold medal. Without looking, man. Of course, everybody could Google it, but just take a guess on what you think you would get paid for a gold medal. And why
Well,
they do that is he tell them so the highest is what Hong Kong pays the highest, right?
wasn't
Hong
like yeah,
Kong
yeah,
pays the highest, and this is converted into U.S. dollars, right?
right
So Hong Kong is the highest paying country um, at 750,000 U.S. dollars
for gold.
for
Wow,
For a gold,
gold.
for a gold.
For gold. For gold. For silver, they're 384,000,
damn, that's a house
and
mortgage.
and
Damn.
bronze they're at 192,000. So that's Hong Kong. That's the highest paying.
That's the
Yeah,
highest pay. That's the highest pay, and I think Australia was the lowest. You got the numbers on that, Z?
Australia was the lowest. Australia for gold was paying 13,000. For silver they were paying 10,000, and for bronze they were paying 7,000. That's the
damn.
lowest pay.
Bro, for 13 bands, you can't even get a new whip. That's insane. You
Damn.
can't get a 2022 Toyota for that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, that's crazy to pay so low.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy, right?
Yeah, damn. How much? What about the U.S. though? How much we offering for gold?
All right. So for the U.S. for gold, you're getting paid $38,000.
You can get you a nice Subaru, nice
Thirty-eight
Subaru.
thousand dollars for silver, you're getting $23,000, and for bronze, you're getting uh, I think that's off actually.
You don't get anything for bronze.
No, you do. Hold
Oh,
on. Uh,
bronze you gain like $1.99. There you go. Get your
Come on, man.
high C, like iced tea from 7-Eleven. There you
For
go.
real, little
so
slurpy situation.
for bronze, you're getting 15,000.
It's not too bad.
$15,000 for bronze.
I don't know why in my head I thought you would just get so much more for gold
Right,
medals, like than 38 bands. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I don't know. I thought like that's you were training for 4 years. You know what
It's
I
true.
mean?
Damn,
You were training for 4 years, and that's if you win.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So
So
if you don't
it's kind of
place,
it's wild that countries even pay differently for it.
Right.
I wonder how that's coming. Is like coming out the government, or like wonder how how Hong Kong is just like, yo, we're gonna pay you
I,
75 or seven
right.
hundred fifty thousand,
That's
and the
true.
U.S. like we're gonna pay you 38,000. Like I wonder where that money's even coming
I'm
from. Like that's
pretty
crazy.
sure it comes from the government.
And also, they don't have a lot of like gold medalists, right? The people who represent Hong Kong, I don't know, not a lot compared to the U.S. too, though. So, I mean, like
You
the
said what?
budgets. I mean, like the people who represent Hong Kong in the Olympics. How many are there? Was there a lot of them? Like,
Yeah, bro. Like
really?
China was tied with the U.S. for number of gold, bro. Like
Oh,
they 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 tied at 40 gold. Now the U.S. had the most overall
right,
medals,
right.
but yeah, nah. Like China was number two. You know, as far as gold and overall, actually,
What about Hong Kong? What was that like? No, not
that's what it was.
sure. Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
I'm not gonna lie,
So
I'm about to
30.
sound stupid. Is Hong Kong in China?
Nah, it's a
yeah.
different country. Is it?
No, Hong Kong is in China, bro.
Really? I thought it was a different
I thought it was
country.
a different country, bro. I didn't know. I'm about to sound dumb.
Oh,
I'm about
hold
to sound
on.
dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. I thought Hong Kong was different from China.
It's
It,
in China.
I thought that. Oh, they're not own little country because isn't. Damn. All right. I guess
Hey,
we're gonna we're gonna find out.
we
Yeah, I thought
learned
Hong
today.
Kong was. Yeah, I thought Hong Kong was own little separate country than China. Because I feel like they were once part of China and they broke away. It's like kind of like how Serbia was part of like I don't know back in the day Montenegro, and then Serbia is now its own little country. I feel like that's how I don't know. That's what I
Hey,
think.
we confused this. This is collective confusion right now.
Yeah. What is it, Z? What is it? What do you find? Is it part of China or is
Yeah, no,
different?
Hong Kong is definitely a part of China, but as far as hold on, let me look at Hong Kong's medal count.
So when you look at, yeah, I was about to say that. So is that the same as China?
Right.
Like,
'Cause, yeah, I would have said no, but we'll find out. Let's see.
So it is a part of China, but like they compete separately. So there's Hong
Okay.
Kong, China, and then there's China.
what? What? That's like Texas, U.S. and like,
Oh,
bro, what are we talking about?
no. I thought they were
What are
a
we
little
talking
different.
about?
Okay, Colorado, and then we
Yeah,
got
that's like Cali. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, we got
Yeah,
I know
Hawaii.
so
Cali want to. I know Cali want to compete on their own.
Probably
You know what I'm saying?
still
so
love
yeah,
to
Hong
compete.
Kong, China, and China are actually separate. Like so Hong Kong, China had four total medals.
Yeah, so they didn't have
They
to
had
give out too many
No, that's what I'm saying.
750,000.
Right. That's what I was thinking about from like a budget standpoint,
Yeah,
right? Because I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
it just depends how many. So it kind of makes sense, right? Four, because how many of those four people are actually going to get go? Yeah, you know.
facts,
So I
facts.
mean, but it's true. But other countries are not even paying like. Look, if you look at other African countries, they are not paying that much because I know they don't have the budget, right, from the economic standpoint
Yeah,
to be able to pay that much money.
yeah.
But I mean, do you think? Let's say if athletes from the U.S. were being paid that much, like $748,000 for a gold medal, would you guys think it's okay? Like, how would you guys feel about that?
It's tough, man. You know what? To be honest, I'd say yes, and only because of this, right? At least in the U.S., if you a gold medal winner and maybe even silver, you getting some endorsements. Your
Right.
money's
True.
coming from sponsorships and endorsements, bro. You're
That's
getting
true.
sponsored to be. You know what I mean? Simone Biles is not making $38,000.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
I think we was looking it up. She's multi-million-dollar. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
it's
You're
not, and
right.
it's a lot of that's from the things that come with it. So I think our country's set up in a way that you could still monetize off everything attached to it. You know what I mean? So I think
Right.
I'm cool with it. The tough part is like if you're just competing, you got to think about a lot of them people. You got to work a regular job just maybe the rest of your life. Like
Exactly.
it's a lot of people that just work a regular job and still like I remember we was on the phone and Z was saying that like could you imagine being like you know what I mean like a Olympic training athlete and then just still work like a 9 to 5 too? Like that
Right.
shit is insane.
Yeah.
Right, that's
That's
true.
insane, bro. Maybe I mean, you be a gym teacher then, so you could just at least still be in the gym all day, like get you sneak you some sets in, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it depends on the sport too, though. Like it
Yeah,
depends on the event because like for dressage, that that's a different type of training. That's a different type of
Yeah, you need
training.
a lot of money for that. 'Cause you got to
Then
get a
like
horse.
that's a
Yeah.
different type of training than like a weightlifter, right?
Mm.
So
yeah,
um I think it depends on the sport too, like and we
yeah,
talk about Simone Biles. Simone Biles is one of the like most decorated Olympians of all time. So like obviously she's a big name, but what about the people who aren't big names, right?
yeah.
Like the gold medalists in like ping pong, table tennis,
That's true.
like do you know who the silver medalist is in beach volleyball?
Right.
Like it's just like if you're not as big of a name, right? Um, is it fair that you're not necessarily like making a living off of like competing, like in your sport, like
Yeah.
like, do you that you have to work another job? I think is interesting. It's an interesting conversation, but it's wild that like the payout is
Right.
so
Disparity. Yeah, it's
yeah
crazy.
the disparity is so large, like it's crazy.
What
It's
about the
crazy. You
NBA
know what I
players
start
though?
thinking about a little bit is like when we talk about like those peculiar sports that people are Olympics in. Like, I wonder where they like found. I would want to go in the dressage locker room and be like, "Yo, when did y'all start wanting to be?" You know what I mean? Like we've been hooping since we was kids. We know, like you know what I mean. Like there's certain
Right.
sports that was around, you just seen it. But how'd you like lock in on wanting to be like the Olympic dressage athlete? Like you know what I mean?
Are you
Like
gonna are you gonna ask
Well,
that break dancer that question?
you said what?
Are you gonna ask that break dancer that question from Australia, the break dancer? Are you gonna ask her that question? When did you
Sure. Like when what inspired you to, you know what I mean?
to be a break
I gotta
dancer?
know.
I think even at the competition, she didn't know if she was a break dancer. So,
Yeah, for sure, man.
I like that's the best
Yeah.
Australia has to send. That's the best. That's all you guys can
Nah, there's
find, like in the entire
somebody
Australia.
fire in Australia.
Like,
You know, the other thing is I think there's certain like rules to certain sports too that like don't
yeah,
allow certain specific people to compete. And I don't know what those rules are, but I know that somebody was talking about like there's a 3-on-3 in the Olympics too, a 3-on-3 basketball, right?
yeah,
right,
But like for some reason it was like how the setup was, the big three teams, like Ice Cube's Big Three League,
right.
those types of teams couldn't
yeah,
compete in the Olympic. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So I don't know what the rules are behind it. I don't know if it's like if you're in
yeah.
specific, I don't know, organizations or something that you can't compete, but there's other pieces to the story. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Why some people can't, but I don't know. I still don't know how that she qualified. I don't.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not. Yeah,
We
yeah.
know
That
that breakdancer qualified. Unfortunately, I don't know how, but I think that's a good segue into our next topic is when we talk about like rules and how to compete and whatnot. How do y'all feel about transgender competition? Right? I think that was a huge subject of this Olympics with those two female boxers who who were also proven to be born as women, right? But there was like this crazy rumor that they were both males and obviously transgender, like had converted to transition to being women. So how do y'all feel about the rules and like with that becoming more of a common thing, right? Like that being more accepted and whatnot. Like how
Right.
do y'all feel about transgender competition?
I think they should participate in their own league, right? If you're transgender, there should be a transgender league. I don't think a transgender male should participate in like a woman event. Like it's not fair. If you're born a male, there's no way you should compete with women. Because at the end of the day, yeah, even though you change your sex and all that, I still believe that you're gonna have a biological advantage if you're competing with women. If you want to compete with men, I think it's fair, right? Compete with the
Yeah.
boys. But if you're born a male and then you have your sex change and then you want to compete with women, I don't think that's fair. Is that going to give you an advantage overall? Yeah, that's my take on it.
I wanna I wanna back up a minute because that boxing thing that you're talking about.
Right,
I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the funniest shits I've ever heard of because you seen how it happened, right? Like where they got into the ring and then the other one like hit her hard as shit in the face. That she was like, in this moment, I know that's a bit. I ain't never been hit like that before.
A woman
Exactly.
ain't never hit me like
Oh,
that before.
I ain't never been.
but that was a woman, right?
That's
That's
like
technically.
when you get beat up by somebody, you're like, yo, they jumped me. You know what I'm saying? You know? It had to be like 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was insane. Like that's how it came about. And they was like doing the research and shit like that. So,
Oh, she said that
you know,
for
shout out to her.
real.
She was born a woman, man. Shout out to her for, you know, just being that
Being
fucking strong.
strong.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I mean? So I had to touch there, but yeah, I got, you know, I'm just with you on that, man. It's a, like I said, I don't really know the right answer to that because, like, would there be even enough to have a full transgender league that would be competitive like that? I don't know if there's I don't know, honestly, right? Like I see what you're saying, like that should be the answer,
Right.
but I don't know if it is because I just don't know if that's so niche of a. Do you do that for every sport too, or like, you know what I mean? Like, is
Or
it like
compete with the boys.
Is it like
Yeah.
women's, males, and then transgender, and then even then you gotta do transgender male, transgender
Right.
female? Like, is that two different? That's like a whole nother layer of the Olympics. I don't know if that's even realistic.
Right.
So I don't know the answer to that question, honestly. But I do agree with the part that's saying, like, you know, like if you were man and you change to a woman sex, then you should not be able to compete with women. That's just my take on that.
Yeah, I think if
yeah,
I mean if we don't have a league, then just compete with your biological sex, right? The
yeah,
compete with the boys
yeah.
if you vice
I
versa.
it's tough. I do agree with y'all. I absolutely think uh, there's a time and place for everything, and there's no time and place where I think transgender men should be able to compete with women. You know, but I know like there's going to be like a lot of like controversy around like, well, if if they're competing with their biological sport, right? But they've already like started the process of the like sex change, right? You know, like they're taking hormones and whatnot to like transition and whatnot. Like you're gonna like your body's gonna change and stuff like that. So I know like that's what a lot of the controversy is probably gonna
Right.
surround, but I just don't see a level playing field as it being fair that a transgender woman could compete against a biological woman and it be like fair, right? You know, like I
Right.
don't see a level playing field in that. And so I'm definitely on the side of I don't think I don't know. I just it opens a can of worms and I'm glad I ain't got to be a part of that. Like so
Right.
I'm glad I ain't got to be the one to dictate that. But there in no world do I think it's cool where a transgender woman could compete with like a biological woman. You know, like I guess you could say it depends on the sport, right? But like, you know, like could a transgender woman compete in dressage? Yeah. Like, you know, like you know, like or transgender, yeah. Like, you know, but
You're being interested. That's hilarious.
but
Yo, that's
but
you're nuts for that.
but could they compete in weightlifting? Nah. Like
Right.
could they compete in swimming? Nah. You know, like
What
I
about
don't know,
ping? What
man.
about ping pong? I feel like that's like on the cusp.
I don't know, man.
That's on the
'Cause
cusp.
But
that's on the cusp because like I know there are a lot of women
yeah.
who could beat men in ping pong. You know,
For
like
sure, for sure.
But yeah,
and,
I feel like the best male player is gonna beat the best female player because it's just from when you talk about overall physicality thing, right? Because I think that would
But
give a man a little
to be
edge over.
fair, though, the transgender might not be the best male player.
Mhm.
Right.
You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
But still, like, bro, no. Leave let them girls play ping pong, bro. Go do something else.
Stop it. Let the girls get up off the table, man. Just let the girls play.
Yeah. I don't
it's
know. You like go
it's
do something
interesting,
else.
man. Yeah, nah,
It is interesting, but yeah,
It's a
I
tough.
personally I would say no. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
It's tough.
I think the simplest solution, right, is to just let them compete with their biological sex. You know, like
Right.
um, but like I said, I'm glad we ain't got to be the one to like dictate that, like you know, because that's a migraine. You know, trying to process that and I don't know, but
What about
Right.
last one? What about pistol dueling? Y'all good with that? Y'all good?
Ah, man,
Oh
yeah, I
man.
guess.
Yeah,
Y'all
I'll
asked
be
me a
cool with
lot,
that
and I
one.
just gave in. Fine, fine, compete, fine, compete. But I think just certain sports, right, is a lot harder, right? Certain sports,
Yeah,
you know, certain things like the advantage is a little, is not as significant, right? So certain sports
yeah,
might be you can get away with it, but like yeah, like other sports that require a lot of physicality, for
yeah,
sure, they're gonna like
Yeah,
dominate. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not fair.
yeah.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
Especially if you train hard as a woman, you train your entire life, and then get beat up because Diamond changes sex. Diamond Nine's a woman, and then he like, y'all playing soccer, and I went over the field, scoring
That's
goals.
crazy.
It's not
That is
fair.
crazy.
It's not fair, you know. And
Yeah,
you talk about all the hormones and all that stuff too,
Yeah,
but like just
yeah.
biologically you have an advantage.
I
yeah.
mean, and to be honest, it's just a not fair thing. Like I don't know. Like you said, the only the option I can honestly think is to compete with your biological, because it's not fair for them too if they can't, like, if they can't compete at all,
Right,
or like they have to compete in such a niche market.
right,
So
right.
it's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
I don't know the answer to that.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if anybody does have the answer, but I guess we'll see because it's definitely going to continue to be a subject, coming in coming years. But
This is
I think trans. See, Be Easy said, I missed a lot, but did y'all see the figure skating racer with the cold ass strategy? I think she was from China. Mm-mm. I didn't
Uh-uh.
see.
yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't really watch that much Olympics this year, man. Only thing I feel like I watched through a game was the basketball game. That's all I saw. That's it.
Yeah,
But
I watched. I did watch a lot of the Olympics, but I watched mainly like a lot of the track and field events. I watched basketball. I watched some of the swimming events. I watched some of the gymnast events, gymnastics. Um, some of the races. Uh, I guess that's track and field, of
right,
course. But yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
yeah, it's not for me. Just basketball. She lapped everyone and then the gold. Damn.
That's fire.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's
To
crazy.
lap everyone is crazy. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, I'll pay for the first couple laps that she took off, and you just pay the rest of the race. Like, no, let's
Yeah,
go.
Oh, that's
that's
fire.
fire.
Ah, okay, that's what's up. So yeah, see, yeah, that's interesting too, because like you said, I think in them long runs it's the same way. Like a lot of times they pace until the end. So just the thing just taking off, full speed out the gate,
Yeah.
and then what I'm saying, at the end of it just kind of, what I'm saying, smooth operated through the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
So,
You know what I'm saying?
quick question for y'all. Let's see if you had to compete at the Olympics. What sport you think you'd be good at?
That'd be good. That's a good question.
Yeah. Or people in the comments too. If you have to compete at the Olympics, what sport you think you'd be good at?
Dresses.
Break dancing.
uh,
I know
uh,
I'm better. I'm better than Ray Gun, that damn Australian break dancer. I know I'm better than her at that.
For sure.
yeah, facts. I could be her. I'm getting a point. But honestly, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to say now because I'm so far removed from certain,
Right,
like, areas of things. But
right,
it, like, maybe like maybe like a long running event
right,
back in the day, I would have. I get that's probably what would have worked for me.
right. I can see that.
For me, uh, I I mean I did track and field. I probably compete in like a field event. Like I'm thinking maybe like shot put, discus, javelin throw, like something along those lines. Yeah, I'd probably compete in that, or either that or like be a weightlifter. Because like
Yeah, I can see
I'm
that.
naturally like I'm
Strong.
naturally strong. Like that's that time on in me. That poly in me, baby. So I'm naturally strong. So if I wanted to be like an Olympic level weightlifter, I think I could. It's just I don't have any desire to do it, but I think I could.
I
Absolutely.
can see it.
Yeah,
What's up?
Yeah,
yeah.
bro,
We going
man. Man, the
we going
Avengers.
deep.
The Avengers.
You said what?
men basketball, bro. No, I'm just playing, right? I would say track and field, bro.
Yeah.
Track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say track. That's a what else? Damn. Yeah, yeah, track, bro. I don't think I can see myself doing anything else because I'm not built for basketball or anything else. Yeah, track
I mean, hey,
and
you could be mean. You could be a mean ping pong player. You
that,
know, table tennis.
that's true.
Yeah.
Paintball, and then what else?
Facts. Facts. Them boys be good though.
And they're pretty
They
good.
good, man. Some of them rallies be crazy. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, like what? Like,
they're pretty good. Yeah, damn. And maybe the breakdancer. I think I can do better than her for sure. I can do the Dougie. I think people fly.
You would have definitely beat that girl for
I
sure.
do the Dougie, bro. Dougie over the warm, bro. I'm beating her. No way I'm gonna get 0 points from that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so we got a couple of closing points before we close out. So I think as as citizens, right? I think there's a lot of like pride that goes into like obviously representing your country in regards to supporting your country and whatnot. Is the Olympics one of the only times you feel proud to be American? You know, I feel like you think of being a proud American, right? What that really exemplifies, like you know, like
God bless
like
America.
when do y'all find it? Like, do you think the Olympics during the Olympics do you find yourself a proud American?
Prouder than usual.
Yeah.
And I think everybody feels like that, man. You see some people, they damn near got American flags on their back. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I think so because I mean, you know, it's kind of like it's one of those things that like I look at it like this: if they said the only way you could bring the whole world together is if aliens came.
Right.
Right, and I think that's what it is. It's like we're still super divided in the country until we're playing other countries, and we're like we're from here, but all right,
Right.
we rocking with, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like how are we not rocking with Bron, Steph, and KD?
Right.
How are we not?
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we from here. Like how are we not rocking with that? So yeah, I think so, bro. Like to see like even in that it's like you know a lot of these Olympic gold medalists are black too, and black American. You can still identify with that, like Simone Biles. You know, I'd be my niece thought it was so dope seeing Simone Biles do her thing. You know what I'm saying? She was watching it like she was just like, well,
Right.
I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah,
maybe I could do that. And it was just
yeah,
like it's inspiring. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think when you see that, like you know what I mean, then it's like you see Bron, you know, holding the flag for the
yeah,
country.
Right.
That's kind of player, bro. So
yeah,
I agree. I agree. This one of the most times to feel proud to be American. I feel that.
No, I agree. No, it's true, man. I think what you said was straight on point to the point. I think it just brings people together, right? Even though you don't like LeBron, but the fact that he's playing for the U.S. now, you're supporting him because you want the U.S. to win. So it's just like
yeah,
even all the haters, if you don't like KD, if you don't like all these athletes specifically, now you're rooting for them together.
yeah.
So it's kind of like bring that, you know,
Yeah. Question for DG: would you represent Liberia or the U.S.?
bro, man. I think just that's a hard question though
Yeah,
for sure because
yeah,
I gotta take some look at it at two ways, right? From a financial perspective, it would make more sense to represent the U.S. because at the end of the day, if I win gold medal, it would benefit my life overall tremendously. However, from a, just like a country standpoint, just to put my country on the map, it would make more sense to represent Liberia. So it all depends where I'm at, right? like
Check
where
it
I'm
Which-
real
gonna
quick,
be at.
Z. Check it real quick. What they paying for the gold in Liberia, real quick?
I think
What they paying for that gold in Liberia,
I
man?
would be broke. I would be broke. I don't think we ever want to go. So for that reason, just kind of like like it just depends on that stage in my life, right? I don't think we ever want to go ever. Like the one of the dude from Liberia, yeah, he qualified for like the final. He was in the gold medal match, but he lost. So man, I don't know. It's a hard one. I think I'll have to represent the U.S. from an economic standpoint because I think overall it would just benefit me more. It would change my life more
If
than if I represent
they
Liberia.
if they paid the same though.
I,
Oh, then I'll definitely
I,
represent Liberia for sure. Yeah, because I know they don't have that much athlete, and then to be the first to win a gold medal for Liberia, bro, that would be dope. Because people gonna know who I am, you know. because but the reason why I wouldn't want to do that, yeah, I win the gold medal and then go back home and be poor. I'm not really do a whole lot because there's not that much opportunity for me. So
I mean,
Well,
you only
I
getting
mean,
38,000 for the U.S. Like, you know what I'm
but
saying?
that's better than like imagine an athlete from Liberia, but who don't have anything, right? And then
Yeah.
like 38
well,
it's not life changing for sure, but it's gonna
you could
make a
you
difference.
could still you could still live in the U.S. and still represent Liberia, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
That's
like
Joker,
true.
you don't.
Joker, and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Right.
like there's a lot of athletes, like
I mean,
who.
if I'm at that level, then yeah. If I was a professional athlete here, then yeah. Then if I'm already paid, then of course, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna represent them to put them on the map for
Yeah,
sure. But I
because
mean, it's kind of hard too. Like like kind of like MB, right? He picked the U.S. over other countries. Like, make more sense to represent
who? Oh,
the
and
U.S.
B, yeah.
Yeah, Joel MB. He's like, nah, man. I'm not gonna pick Cameroon. They ain't gonna even make it for the Olympics. How am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do? So he's like, for me, man, yeah, that'll be a hard one. But I
Yeah,
think I'll pick the U.S.
I can't find the stats on how much Liberia
Because
pays.
they don't got
Yeah,
nothing, bro. Like
You just
nothing
ain't
up
paying
there. Like
nothing.
nothing.
They ain't
they they
paying
they
nothing,
they had
bro.
they had eight athletes compete,
Right.
but
But yeah, they ain't paying,
yeah,
bro. They
yeah,
ain't paying. I'm gonna go
but
hold my gold medal and take it back home and not get anything from it.
That's crazy. That's You could probably get free entry to like the club or something.
for three for three
You
weeks.
get a
For
section at night. You know what
3 weeks,
I'm
and those motherfuckers gonna be like, bro, get away with your gold medal. You need to pay money now to get in. We're tired with this gold medal every day, gold medal. Get
Oh man, that's crazy.
gold medal every day.
I think the Olympics is one of the few times like I find myself like really representing that like U.S. pride, like of
Right,
just like feeling proud of, um, not necessarily, and it's not even necessarily like pride in our country. It's pride in the people who are representing us. I
right,
think that's more of where the pride resides. Right?
Mhm.
Like, to be Easy's point, like he loves seeing black people shine. Like, and there was a lot of black Americans, who showed out, for the Olympics, and I think that's a big thing for me is just like, yeah, I don't know if I necessarily have a lot of pride in America itself, like the country, like,
It's just
but
black people. You said it's just black people.
nah, you don't see no black people in the pool, man. You don't see no black people in the pool swimming. But I ain't gonna lie, there is a lot of black athletes, who represent the Olympics, um, but yeah, I think the Olympics is one of the few times where I really feel a lot of pride in being American, just because, like I said, it's that representation, just like,
right,
your niece, right? Like being able to see Simone Biles and like, like
Yeah.
see people who look like them,
right,
who talk like them, who dress like them and whatnot, and competing at that level, it is inspiring, and
right.
um, I think you feel a lot of just emotions, and it's just like, man, I feel like it makes you like think like anything is possible, right?
True.
Especially at that
Yeah.
level. And so I think there is a lot of pride in that. I do find a lot, but outside of that, I'm like,
We're taking
especially, and
15
I
people
think,
to Africa.
we're taking 15 people to
outside of
Africa,
that,
baby.
outside of that, we taking 15
That's
people to
it,
Africa,
man.
man.
That's true. It's like
But
us against them. USA is against France. So now you have to support USA unless you want to like support France.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, and to be fair, bro, like if you're watching the Olympics, right, as a Black American, not like if you seen somebody Liberian, you could connect to
Right.
that, right? Like you
Right.
just
Right.
could.
yeah,
A lot of
Right.
Black Americans don't know. I like we Black American, we don't know where the heritage. We're like, are we supposed to just watch and not root for nobody? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah,
so Black Americans is still Americans in a way. So like at that point, like I said, like how could you not, root for Bond?
Right.
You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
Right.
Anthony Edwards and shit. They are like us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
yeah,
For real. Like
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly
So
everything.
yeah,
yeah. Um, well, on a different note, uh, a stat that everybody would be shocked to learn.
this a good way to end it. drop this bomb on them.
So,
See?
I think when we see these people on TV and stuff, we're like, oh man, like there's these like they feel like celebrities, right? They're athletes, right? But at the end of the day, they still humans, right? And what do humans be doing? They be fucking. They be fucking. They be
Hey,
fucking.
man.
So a stat that everyone would probably be very surprised to learn is that the Olympics provided 200,000 condoms for athletes in the Olympic Village. That is nuts. Do people understand?
200,000.
200,000, 200K, 200,000 condoms were provided for Olympic athletes at Olympic Village. That's nuts.
How
That
many?
is
How many?
crazy.
How many Olympic? How many people are in that village?
That's it.
Let's see
That's a
that.
good question.
I mean, you get a
Two
lot,
hundred
man.
thousand condoms. They in there wilding, bro.
Like,
And
how
that's just
long?
like, to put it. I don't know if everybody knows what that is. I had to kind of learn, but it's the Olympic villages where they just keep all the Olympians that's competing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a place where all of them stay. They gave
Yeah.
them 200,000 condoms just to get active with.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. I need to buy
Beezy said, "I need all 200,000." Like, Beezy was.
So, so to
He's
put it
gonna
in
create so he's gonna
perspective,
have his own Olympic just smashing.
bro, that's
Throw the items.
nuts. That is nuts. That's crazy.
You
That's
gotta think
crazy.
somebody's just there for that. They like, I know I'm not winning, bro, but I'm trying to knock one down from every country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, so to put it in, I'm fucking. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, hell yeah, you got that right. I'm fucking. If I'm an Olympic athlete, I'm blowing backs out. I'm blowing.
And that's what we
I'm blowing backs out.
talked about too. Imagine like training for the Olympics, so you like in super
Your
shape.
stamina
He's out there
crazy.
fucking
Your stamina crazy,
stamina
baby.
nuts. Stamina nuts.
This guy has
um.
been epic,
So to put it in
especially if I win.
perspective, there's 10,500 athletes competing at the Olympic Games. So if you break it down, that's only like about like 19, 20 condoms per participant, right? So I guess if you break it down in that manner, like like that's you know
I mean, is it like for
But
males
still kind of
participant?
showing up
What?
with a 20, even showing up with a 20 piece is funny though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Showing up with a 20 piece is kind of
that's
funny, man.
that's a lot of condoms. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
that's a
he
lot.
said he need all of them. He's like, I need 2,000. I need all of them. He need
They
everything.
need 2,000 condoms alone.
Yeah, you
20 ain't gonna
can.
cut it, man.
He said I need 1% is for me. So
Come
Hey,
on,
you
man.
better win the God leads, bro, because you're gonna be focusing on.
That's crazy.
um, yeah, man. So
Oh,
that's just that was a crazy stat that I was just like,
yeah.
what? Like,
That's like a wild play. If they wasn't using condoms, so that would be the wildest place to like breed next generation
Fact.
Olympic.
It's true. No, that's a good spot. It is, bro. For
tell,
all the great
tell me it ain't
athletes,
though.
that would
Tell
be
me it
crazy.
ain't. Like,
that's the
you would
best
just get
spot. If you
the
want to,
highest level
right?
genes in the. You know what I mean? Like that would be nuts.
You just leave it a child in
That's
every
Every
country.
country and all of them would be competing in different.
it.
They'd be cold. They would be cold
You
too.
got a kid in
That's
Liberia,
it, man.
Sudan, North America, China,
Have some super babies, man. Have some super
That's
Venezuela,
babies
crazy.
up in there.
Mexico.
That's crazy.
Oh,
All right.
leave super children.
So to close this thing out, man, we got one question for y'all. Well, we'll debate if we'll do this or that, but
Yeah, we're doing the next episode for sure.
yeah, is winning everything.
Mm.
It's winning everything.
Is winning everything.
Uh, and
That's tough. I mean, it's tough on the concept on the concept of this, right? Like to Olympia to somebody that's Olympian, how can you say it's not,
right.
right? Like you train every day for this, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Z this too, in the wise words of Nelly, I am number one.
Yeah.
Because 2 is not a winner and 3 nobody remembers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as an
I,
athlete, that's your goal to win, right? Because you go there to win. So, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like that's the goal.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, yeah, once if you don't win, life still goes on. But I feel like once you're there, win is everything to you. Like for the U.S. men basketball, they said their goal is to win on goal, right? At the end of the day, they came home with goal. If they would have won something else, I'm sure they would have been a little bit sad. But I think I would say if your goal is to win, then win is everything. Once you know this, that your goal.
Yeah.
So I would say so.
If you ain't first, you last
Right.
is would be easy said.
Right.
Nobody goes to the Olympics like I can't wait to win this bronze.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. But but however too.
You could settle with the bronze, but like you don't go there for a bronze. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. However, sometimes you might do everything right, you might not win, right? So it doesn't mean like you didn't, perform at the highest level, right? Sometimes there'll be other factors that's involved, right? So yeah, you can still win if you want to look at it. Like I'm still winning. The fact that you're there, you're on TV, technically you're still winning. But at the end of the day, the bigger goal is to get that medal. If you don't win that, at the end of the day, you didn't accomplish that mission. So yeah, you're still winning technically by just being there. If you want to look at it from that other perspective,
Yeah.
but yeah, I do believe that winning is everything. Because
Yeah.
that's the goal, and you want to get that goal accomplished.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree,
my take
man.
on
I think
that.
as you have to think, right, at that level, right, you're competing at the highest level, right, and this is what you've been training probably majority of your life to be doing, right. And so my competitive nature, I'm going there with the mentality I'm beating everybody,
Right.
right. I'm going there with that mentality that I'm out here, like I'm here. Zenith has arrived, so I'm here. Like I'm here to win, kind of thing. And that's the mentality that you got to have. You know, Kobe said, he's like, I don't care what you have to do to get there. Um, like whatever it takes, you got to win, right?
Right.
Like that's what it is. And I think competing at that level, right? You think about like Usain Bolt obviously holds the world records. Do you know who got silver?
That's a fact.
Like, do you know who got bronze in that same race?
Mm-mm.
Like, like,
Right.
are those people? Are you remembered? Like, like, are those people like, oh, like, you know, all we remember is the winners, right?
Right.
Like we don't remember who got third place, who got fourth place. Like if I was going in and competing in an event, like let's say I was competing in discus and I got, through to the semifinals or even the finals and I placed in the top 8. Let's say I got number 7. It'd be like, yeah, like cool, I'm the 7th best in the world, but still like I'm not
You're not
I'm
number
not number
one.
1 though. Like,
Right.
so like
And
are
then and did you put that in your bio on Instagram? Like play 7th in the Olympics in 2024? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
I would just put Olympic athlete at that point. I'm not putting what place I got. I'm in that Olympic
Seventh
athlete.
place. Yeah.
Olympic athlete, baby. But I mean, shit. Even that breakdancer could put that in her bio. She,
Right. You're a little bit
because she
athlete.
competed. So, um, but yeah, I mean, like I think when you look at it from that perspective, man, I'm there to win, and I think winning. There is a lot that like I think it's just that validity, right? That like all that training, all the hard work that you put in was worth something. And I'm not saying that like if you don't win, it's not, because it
Right.
is, right?
Right.
To even compete at that
Just
level
win it.
means a lot.
Right. Right. Right.
But everyone is there with the mentality to win,
Right.
right? Like you're not there. Like no one who's competing at that level is going in there with a losing mentality, right? Like, oh, I'm
Right.
here to lose.
Right.
I'm like if you have that mentality, you're not competing in the
It's like a
Olympics, right?
business. You don't start business like I want to make this business to be poor and not making
Yeah,
profit. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
And that person that comes in 7th been whooping people his whole
yeah,
life.
yeah,
Her whole life. You know what I'm saying? They've been competing to win their whole life. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I think it is in certain ways, man. I think picking what you want to win at is the most important thing in life, though.
right,
What do you actually want to win at?
right,
Because I think like winning is everything, but when you pick the right things to win at,
right.
that's how you have a purposeful life. I feel like you know
I
what I mean,
agree.
like
I agree. Yeah, and something is like I said, some things are worth more than just gold, right?
yeah,
Having that good family,
yeah,
yeah.
those
You
things are
know
worth more.
what I'm
So you
saying?
just
Like if I want to be a winning dad,
right,
or you know what I'm saying, somebody
right,
wants to be a winning dad, or like you know what I mean?
right. You still
Yeah,
won.
yeah, man.
yeah.
It's all about what you want
Right.
to accomplish.
Thanks, man. Well, I think that pretty much wraps us for today, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in once again.
Yeah, shout out to everybody,
Shout out
man.
everybody, man. Sam, Bees, Casson, Dober was on here, Mickey. You know what I mean? I'm sure I'm missing some people, but appreciate the usual suspects for always rocking with us, man.
Yeah, man. We'll be back here next Monday and every Monday. You know, like we tapped in, we locked in, man, always.
For
But we
sure.
appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Like we said, winning is everything. So go out there and win, man.
Go
Go out
win
there and be
something, man.
great. That's what we out here for.
We out here.
We outside, baby.
All right, fellas.
All right,
Shout
All
out
y'all.
to
right,
y'all.
y'all. That'd be easy, man.
All right.